So here's how to solve an equation. We learn two techniques. Moving terms is your first choice or your favorite thing to try, and then your other choice or your second choice is how to cross multiply. So here we have an equation and we have to solve it, meaning we have to figure out what number x is. So here's what we'll do. We'll identify our terms we have on the left hand side. We have two terms, a 6 and we have a minus 5x. Let me circle them. The minus sign belongs to the 5x and the 6 is invisible plus here. It's a positive 6. We have 2x and we have minus 8. Minus 8 is a term and 2x is a term. Now it's like a game or a puzzle where we need to move around these terms, and the aim of the game is to get x alone on any side. So let us strategize here and see what we'll come up with. If I move this across here, I will have the 2x and the 5x on the side, but the minus 8, I don't want that there. I only want x terms, so I'll move across the minus 8. So my plan, which I'll show with arrows, would be like this. Going to move that minus 5x across. It will turn into a plus 5x. And I'll take this minus 8 and I'll move it across exactly here where the 5x was. So now the 6 didn't move. The minus 8 comes here and now is a plus 8. Bring down my equal sign. The 2x never move, so I'll write it here. And in its place here, I now have the minus 5x, which turns to a plus 5x. Okay, we can simplify as we have like terms next to each other. 6 plus 8 is 14. And 2 plus 5 is 7. So 2x plus 5x gives you 7x. Now that we reached to this point, we can't move terms anymore. We have just one term here and one term here. I need to get x alone. That means if I move this term, it'll be the whole 7x going across, or the whole 14 going across. But what I do need to do is separate the 7, which is piece of the term. I need to break off piece of the term. So what we do when we have that is we cross multiply. We take that 7 and we move it downstairs. It goes underneath the 14. Remember what we say, if we see no fractions, we imagine that they are actually fractions over 1. And when we move our parts to cross multiply, it moves diagonally across. So if it was upstairs, it will move from upstairs to downstairs. And where it lands, it is multiplied to what is already there. So we had an invisible 1 underneath the 14. The 7 multiplies it, and we now have 7 times 1 is 7. So what I write in my next line is simply 14 over the 7, because the 7 has moved underneath the 14. And I have x over 1. But then x over 1 is x. So I could just write it like this. Okay, so that's what I do. And I don't even bother to show all these over 1s and so on. So this is what you would actually see in my book. In my book, you will just see a 7x, because we kind of take these ones for granted. So in my book, you'll just see it like that. The 7 went here, going underneath the 14, and this is what I'll write. 14 over 7 equals x. And 14 divided by 7 will be reduced to 2 is equal to x. So now I can just say therefore x is equal to 2, because we did a turnaround. Okay? And that's how you work it out. That's your answer. Another way to do it, here's another way. Let's draw a line here. We have 6 minus 5x equal to 2x minus 8. Let's start off once again by circling our terms. 6 minus 5x, 2x, and minus 8. Let's strategize a different way. Let us bring all the x terms on this side. And I'll take all the numbers and move them across. I'll take this number 6 and move it across here. So let's write out now what we get. 2x goes across and now it's a negative 2x. Negative 2x. The minus 5x has not moved. Bring down the equal sign. The 6 has now moved to this place and it's a negative 6. Bring down the negative 8. Okay. What is minus 2 minus 5? Minus 2 minus 5. If you go down 2, then you go down 5, you have gone down 7. So it's actually minus 7x. And minus 6 minus 8, it's like you go down 6 and you go down 8. You've gone down 14. When you reach to this point, you only have two terms. It's whenever you have only one term on each side and you realize that moving terms can't help you out here, then you consider cross multiplying. And this 7 will move, this negative 7, when cross multiplying, you can, unlike moving terms, when you move terms, the sign change. So the 6 changed to a minus 6. Here, when we cross multiply, the sign doesn't change. If we cross multiply the 7 was positive, it remains positive. We never change the sign of the 7. Here, we're going to move the negative 7, and this negative 7 will not change sign. So it will remain a minus 14 on top and a negative 7 underneath. And all you're left with here is the x alone. X is equal to this here, minus 14 divided by minus 7 will give you a number 2, and a negative divided by a negative is a positive answer. So that's your answer here. X is equal to 2. That's another way to work it out. Both ways are good. No one way is better than the other. Just now you know your two methods that you can use. Okay.